Hi, guys.
Hi,
I
Demi.
am Demi. I am the digital and social media editor for Indie 1023, and I am joined by Australian duo KLLO. Hi.
Hey,
Hi, Chloe.
Hello.
Hi, Simon. How you guys doing?
very well.
Good. It's
Thanks for
morning,
having us.
We
so
kind of just talked that it's like 10 a.m. there.
yeah.
Yeah, just
Which
waking up.
isn't that early, but it is for us sometimes.
Yeah,
Feels early. I mean,
Yeah.
like with quarantine happening with COVID, I'm
Yeah.
sure everybody's like wake up, sleeping, and routines are like so out of wonk right now.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Thank you for agreeing to do this with me again. Um, yeah, we're going to do a little album tour of your second album, Maybe We Could, which comes out July 17th, I believe.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
Yes. And yeah, I'm stoked. It's like you're gonna think this is weird, but like when I first listened to it, I was like, this is very much indoor music for me. Like
Yeah,
it's like so like deep bassy and mellow, and like it's the perfect music to kind of vibe out in my apartment alone.
awesome.
So
That's what we're going for. So
Yeah,
yeah.
totally.
I mean that's like I mean that in the highest compliment because like sad dance music is like my favorite like made up genre like ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Same for
Is
us.
it same?
Yeah, that's exactly what we
definitely.
wanted to do.
Yes. I have like a full playlist of sad dance music, and not gonna lie, Chloe basically takes it over. It's fine.
It's an honor.
Okay, we're gonna like dive right into it.
Cool.
This is the title track, Cursed.
Did you ever see what I was planning to do? It could be an attitude I'm catching on to. Tragic, still wrapped in plastic to be cut.
Once the chorus track hit for like the chorus of this track hit for me, I was like prepared for my heart to be ripped out of my chest. I just wanted to know a little bit of like why you picked this song to start off the album, and if this is kind of the beginnings of a story that we're going to hear throughout it.
A big thing for us was that it was one of our favorite tracks, but it didn't quite make it as a single. And uh, look, it's personally my favorite track off the album. So I think I just wanted, um, yeah, to have a special moment for it, and Simon too as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think having it first definitely sets a precedent in that it's kind of like we're back, but we're doing it exactly how we want to do it this time. And I think a lot of people would suggest you don't open a record with a song maybe as sad and down tempo as that, but it's just a track we love, and we just wanted to put what we love forward and step off on that path, I think, for the rest of the album.
Yes, and there's something so immediate about Cursed as well. Like it straight away, there's this abrupt sample that kicks in, and you kind of you're in without realizing it. So.
Yeah, it sets the tone.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
exactly how I felt. I was like, well, I'm in this now. Time to reopen some wounds. Can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah, no easing into it. Just
I think that's
here's a
like
sound.
why the title track for me was so powerful as well, because yeah, you just kind of go right into it, and it's just like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
like we're about to get hit in the feels, but if you're familiar with your guys' sound already, you know it's going to be dancey. It's going to be like something that you can groove and bop to. But yeah, it's gonna be sad, and that's just how it is.
Rip the band-aids off. Rip them off
Yes.
straight away. Get to
Rip
the
it
point.
off. Okay, let's move into the second song, which is the first single off the album, Still Here.
It's raining in. It's so cold here. And I had me.
This was a difficult one for us.
This was really hard.
We went through so many versions. We started off having it as just a ballad without drums, and then we added UK garage drums, and then we thought it was way too much, and we just were in a rut, stuck in a rut for so long about the track because we didn't really know which direction to go, and in our hearts we were leaning towards like a more down-tempo ballad, minimal ballad, but the UK garage drums is what gave it a bit more of an interest. So yeah, it took us a while, and eventually we actually put it in the bin at first, and then eventually we're just like, okay, let's go out with this as the single. And we look back now and we realize that was actually a really good choice.
Because I was going to say, how soon after the first album did you start to kind of produce this track? Because it does sound different from Backwater, so.
There's definitely quite a big gap, I think, from after the first album. It definitely kind of felt maybe we were unsure of ourselves because we were coming back to writing, and this was one of the first tracks we worked on for the album as well, and it kind of felt like any decision we made on this track, that was kind of setting up the rest of the album. So I think we went from like a ballad thing, we're like, maybe it's going to be a slow album, then we put drums on it, maybe it's going to be a dancey record, and I think it was a tough track to address after a long break, and being the first thing we tried.
Yeah, especially because you also paired this song with visuals as well, which I know it's like pretty well known already, but like you worked with a video producer that works with Tame Impala for this one. So how did that feel to pair this song, which you had worked so long and hard on, that sounds quite different, and then put it with a visual and then be like, this is KLLO Part 2? Like, what? How did that feel?
Well, when Matt Sav sent through, he's the director, he sent through the treatment, it was bold compared to what we're used to. So we were a little hesitant. And as well, we had to fly to Perth, and we'd never flown somewhere to just do a clip. But we decided it was time to kind of step it up and do something outside of our comfort zone, and something that maybe gave it a bit more of a meaning to the track. So we did it, and it worked out. So it's great.
Well, let's move on. We're going to move on to the second single that you released, Insomnia. This song is interesting for me because I actually read on your guys' Twitter that this was the song that you wrote like separately, so you both weren't together for this process. So what did that look like?
We both went to LA last year, was it? Yes. I'm getting confused. It's all a bit of a blur now. But yeah, we both went to LA on separate occasions and just worked together from there. And I feel that we drew a lot of inspiration from our time there and put it into the track. We're both very lonely over there too. I think we both had our own Airbnbs by ourselves and didn't really have many friends and just got straight into the computer.
Also, like, just being in LA by yourself is just a lot.
Yeah.
I bet that probably played into this song.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Bit of a change of scene, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I was there, I couldn't get off the Australian time zone. When I was there, I was going to sleep at 5-6 a.m. and then waking up at like 3 p.m. It was weird, and I stayed like that for like over a month, and it really just like I made the beat during that time. I think like, and then Chloe happened to start using the words insomnia. And I don't know, it all just clicked in a weird way.
Yeah, like that's definitely like a strange combination to like write a song that's about like just not being able to sleep through the night.
Yeah. And us both having a similar kind of feeling or experience on two independent trips, but having similar feelings. I don't know. It's weird how some just work out.
Well, we are gonna dive in and keep on trucking to My Gemini.
In the night, feel it go, catch your eye, take it slow, we arrive, wanna know, why couldn't I, my Gemini, oh, get behind it, hit aside, I fantasize.
So this song is interesting for me because I'm very into astrology. And I want to know if you are as well, like if either one of you are.
Oh no, well I'm a Scorpio. So, yeah, Scorpios get a lot of hate. So
I love it.
You love Scorpio? Oh great.
They're absolutely my favorite astrological sign, besides myself, which is fine.
What are you?
I'm a Taurus.
Oh cool.
You know,
what are you,
cozy.
Simon? I don't even know what you are.
Apparently, I'm a textbook Libra.
Oh, okay. You guys are like right next to each other in astrology.
Really? There you go.
So why My Gemini? Is this like who you were writing the song about? Like that person's a Gemini?
Yes.
Oof. Say no more. That's basically it. Okay, so this person's a Gemini. It sounds like this is kind of like the start of like a tumultuous like relationship. So you're like starting to become like even more vulnerable as this like album goes on. So what was that transition like in this song, and was that planned from how the album has been laid out?
I think writing an album is kind of it's a strange process. Sometimes you really trust yourself and you just go in and you're a lot more vulnerable and you don't think about anything else or how it will affect anyone else, and that's when you write the best ideas. And then there's some parts where you sort of hold off, for me anyways, and I'm sure for a lot of writers. So I guess there's just little moments in the album where I really like go a bit further, and they always end up being the best, but it's just getting in that headspace to be like, nothing else matters, just do it.
Okay, let's we're gonna go into one of my favorite tracks, which is also your third single, which is Somehow.
It's a controversial move, just how much that I have backed you from the start. Feel it on a high.
Basically, I've had this song on repeat since it's dropped. So
Oh.
it is definitely my favorite. But I would say it's pretty reminiscent to Backwater, just a little bit. But I do want to talk about like how you guys think your sound and your writing has evolved since that first album.
This one, yeah, somehow definitely feels like it's like our own throwback to
Yeah.
definitely the first kind of things we started doing, back to our origins, when things were a bit more up tempo and a little bit more high energy, I think.
Still sad.
Still sad.
Can't not be.
Yeah, can't be a close song if it's not.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably the closest to Virtue in a way on the Backwater. It's like the Virtue 2.0. And they're really hard to write too for us because the happier sounding songs, I think like pushing in that more upbeat direction is a bit harder for us. We've got to really jump into that zone. The energetic zone.
Yeah.
It's
You
really
definitely felt that
interesting.
transition in this album as well. It's like there were a few upbeats, but this one was a lot more mellow.
Yeah, totally. I think it's like rather than us like changing direction altogether, we kind of like to always keep morphing our sound, and it's fun to keep reaching back because we've been doing this for a while now. Like it's fun to reach back and see like how are we now making a song the type of music we used to make a few years ago. And I think that's like what somehow is like kind of like what does the new dancey tune sound like for us. And
Yeah.
I think we learn some things along the way and they get stronger and a little bit easier, just a little bit.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Okay. Now we're going to go into Maybe We Could. And I'm very curious, what do you guys think makes a good breakup song? Because I feel like this song has all of those elements, but I just want to hear from you guys what you think the perfect breakup song encapsulates.
Personally, I just think honesty is everything. I just think if you really feel it and you really mean it, it will come through in the music. Both with the chords and the melody and the lyrics, I think like both instrumentally and vocally. Like if you feel it, you'll feel it. Everyone else will feel it.
Totally.
Yeah, I very much felt that in this song. It was very like powerful and beautiful, but very honest. And
very rock bottom, that was.
Yes, very rock bottom. Which I'm like, yes, we love that. But for me, like when I heard this song, and then after, like before, I already knew like what the title of the album was. But then hearing this song, I was like, oh, like, yup, it is about rock bottom and just kind of the cycle of what is happening. Throughout this relationship.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I really loved this track, and I felt that it was a strong name for the full album after like listening to the whole thing all the way through.
Oh, thank you. Glad you
But we're
think
not
so.
done yet because we're gonna continue into Iron Hand. Ooh.
Wish I could tell you that I get excited, but I couldn't lie if it this time. Feel like a diamond in the rough, not in our prime. It's not surprising we put on a pantomime. Give me another sign. I buy you flowers, they were expensive, so what you gonna do for
This song, when I first heard this song, I had to pause it because I was like, she's being so down on herself. Like, oh my God,
Oh, yeah.
what is happening? It really punched me like in the gut. And I was just like, I feel like we've all kind of been there where it's just like, all these things are hard and like this relationship is work, but it's like so much work.
Yeah.
For me, I really was curious about like the vulnerability in this writing, because like I know you just talked about honesty, but was it hard for not just you, Chloe, but you also write as well, Simon? Like how much did you feel like you had to be vulnerable in order to put into the lyrics of this album?
Well, I feel like if you're not vulnerable, it's very easy to kind of just say the same thing over and over, and I think like it's funny with Iron Hand. I actually felt like I pushed it further lyrically, but I was quite embarrassed at the end result. I felt like quite embarrassed about this one, which was funny because a lot of people love it, and I think like Simon's production on this is insane.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I felt like maybe I didn't do as good as a job, but I think that's because I kind of tried harder. It was a bit different lyrically than what I usually do, and I felt a bit strange about it. So
it's definitely one of the more direct ones lyrically.
Yeah.
It's a lot more like conversational kind of.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's
Yes.
exactly how it felt to me. It felt very like conversational, like you were talking to this person, but also like an inner monologue as well.
Yeah. Well, there actually were a lot of that song was actually, conversations I did have with an ex.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I feel weird about it too. So
I was fighting
like
for
they
you.
know. They know.
Well, they know. After they listen to the song, they'll be like, yep, that was me. That was me.
Yeah.
Right, that was me.
Yeah.
Okay, and then another turning point of the album, we're going to talk about One Up.
could easily lose to you, but I honor my choose. It's no use. Don't step.
The energy definitely shifted in this song, especially from hearing Iron Hand and going into One Up. I was like, this is a totally different album.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Like, it definitely felt like the energy had shifted after that realization and after those conversations that had happened in Iron Hand. So do you want to tell me a little bit about what was going on with One Up?
Well, One Up was the last song we wrote for the album. And we actually wrote this one together, which we sometimes do. I think the really sad, vulnerable ones, we kind of just dive into our own things that we're good at, really enter that vulnerable like moment. But this one, we did it together at the end. And I think being a little bit disconnected, not a lot, but just a bit, just trying to write a song rather than trying to get your feelings out.
Yes.
Like we just did that together, and I think that brought a lot more energy because we're not entering that deep, dark sadness. So
Yeah. Because like the sound shifted as well in this song.
yeah,
It's definitely just wanted to put something. We do like up tempo and like energetic music as well, and we just wanted to make sure like we had kind of like a reference for that on the record.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, this one felt very like R&B like inspired.
Yeah, and we love that stuff too. So I want to make sure like we're getting all the sides of KLLO in there. And also by that point in the album, like you've sat through a lot of sad songs, so you deserve a little bit of happiness.
yeah.
So here it is. You've earned it,
That's funny that you put it that way. I was like, yes, tears. And then that song came on and I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be okay now, but not like really. I'm just like, I'm into a vibe now. We're feeling good. We're feeling good again.
It's going with the flow kind of thing.
Gotta one up the sadness.
You said one up the sadness. Actually, yes. That should be like the remix, when you put it into parentheses. That'll be it. Okay, we're gonna move into a mirror. This track, I'm just like, I was shook, not even gonna lie. So the beginning is very like ethereal. I love all of the strings. It's very like whimsically sounding. And then when that beat dropped and changed at the end, I like grabbed my chair and was like, oh my God, this is a banger. I want to learn about the production that went into that one because they're two totally different sounds and it changes throughout the song, which is really cool actually. So
yeah, this was a really fun one. I think like the instrumental started on the way back. We were coming back from a tour. I think we're coming back from the States and we're heading to New Zealand. And on that flight, I think just like, me and Chloe were taking full use of the free drinks. And we were just both kind of making music on our laptops on the plane. And that's when like the kind of the heavier side of that track was made. And then we spent a few weeks in New Zealand shortly after. It was the summer there and it was just like, we were just having a really good time. And I think that's when we kind of made like the kind of ethereal beginning to that song. And then a lot of what we do is just kind of throw two things that shouldn't work together. And that's exactly what that was. I kind of found, that thing I made on the plane. And I was like, I don't remember making this, but let's just chuck it on top and see what happens. And that's what you get.
And then we've been playing that one live actually the last year before the album came out, and it's been so fun to play live.
Yeah, because and that was the thing, like it very much made my chest hurt for live music, because if I had seen this song live, I would have lost it. Like it's just so good. Like I just love how beautiful, and there's so many layers to the song too. So it's not just like, oh, there's like strings happening. Okay, cool. It's like, okay, there's all these beautiful whimsical layers to it, and lots of like even your vocals are just very like ooh, like so beautiful and all over the place. And then that just switch, like I can just see the crowd just like losing it during that. So
Yeah.
it was just fun to hear. And it makes me upset because I've never seen you guys live. So that'll just have to happen soon.
Yeah, we were meant to come to Denver a couple times, I think, but it just never worked out, unfortunately.
One day, when everything is chilled out, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think you would love Denver, and I hope that Denver would show out for you. I feel like they would. We've been playing you guys like nonstop, even since Backwater. So
thank you so much.
yeah, it's been great. It's been insane. But okay, we're gonna move on to the last track in the album. Oh my God, yes. Just checking in.
We were so lovesick when we began. The way I made you laugh helped like medicine. We were winter falling, that beat in my chest. How I could light your eyes with no sentiment.
So for me, listening to this song right after Amir, I was like, does this feel like it's a closing of the chapter or of the book? Does it feel like all the loose ends have been tied up? And for me, like, it felt like a maybe. So I just kind of want to know why this song was put last.
I think it's definitely the thinking that it's a really weird track, and it kind of, whenever we put it anywhere else in the album, it kind of was a big interruption kind of to the flow. And this was also another one of those tracks similar to Curse that we just really loved. We really loved making it. It's just got that thing that you just kind of love it and you don't really know why. And it's kind of nice to start and end the album with like two very self-indulgent tracks that we love.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have that kind of bookend thing to it.
Yeah, and that song is so raw. Most of the elements were like the first takes, the vocals were the first takes. And that probably isn't as enticing to the audience, but it feels the best to us when you don't have to refine it constantly. And it's just like you're still emotionally attached to a track that way. So it's a really special one for us.
Yeah. And I think
it was like a full circle moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. And we're just becoming like, throughout making the album, we were just becoming a lot more confident in what we're doing. And we started off the writing process, I wouldn't say like timid, hesitant, but we were definitely like a lot more careful. And I think by the end of it, I don't know, with a song like that, we were just like, yeah, let's just throw it at the end of the album, and we're 100% behind that idea. And sometimes like making quick decisions feels really liberating when you have like the confidence to do it.
Yeah. Well, I am so stoked for everybody else to hear this album because it is incredible. It's a great compilation that's just gonna hit you in your heart but make you want to groove at the same time. And I feel like fans of KLLO will enjoy this just the same as they have with Backwater, maybe even more, because it is different. But I think that this is an exciting experiment that you guys have put together. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again?
We appreciate it so much. Thank you.
I have one more question before we go, and I set you guys free. I just wanted to know, this is kind of like a quarantine COVID like related question. It's like, you guys have done so much touring, like touring just nonstop. And you guys won't have the opportunity anytime soon to be able to do something like that. So how do you feel like you're going to promote this album and share your story with your fans, since we are all inside at the moment?
Good question.
Yeah, just taking each day as it comes. Haven't really been able to meet up that much to do visuals or anything, and so I guess the only thing we got to do was the Still Here live video. We may do some more of those, or like a separated live show, but if not, just spend the time kind of doing other things and then get back to it. It's like a stop in time, really, in a way. So who knows?
Yeah, it really is.
As you can tell, I have no idea.
And that's okay. Yeah. We're all living in this weird world right now, this weird time. Like even doing this like call, I'm like, what? Like,
no, this is the new way of life, though. Like this is us catching up as best friends.
Yes,
I've seen you more than my friends. So.
Is this good? I don't know. I'm like, go see your friends, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm kind of an introvert. I'm like, I'm just gonna play on my bed and watch TV. But no, I wanted to say thank you guys again for doing this walkthrough. I'm so excited for everybody to hear this album. Maybe We Could comes out on July 17th again. Go buy it, stream it, do what you got to do on all of the platforms that day. And I just wanted to thank you guys for your time again.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
You have a lovely night.
Thank you. And you guys have a good rest of your day. I hope it's not long.
No, lots of coffee.
And bye, everybody.
Bye. Stay safe.
Bye.
Yeah.